Today is the 26th day of September 2025. It's 8:24 in the morning, and this is a Morning Muse. Speaking into the microphone. Can you speak into the microphone? What do you mean in? It's below my chin. Where does the sound emanate from? It's a good question. Where does it emanate from? Is there an origin? Feels more like a flow. Doesn't a flow have an origin? Where is the origin of the flow? Ebb and flow, pitch and flow. Ebb and flow, high tide, low tide. Get low in the flow. Feels good to stretch between the shoulder blades, scapula. Rise. Get up high in the flow. What flow? Speech. Freedom of speech. Exercise. Freedom of speech. What constrains speech? Well, speech is fairly complex, it seems to me. There's timbre. Timbre. What's timbre? Not to be confused with timber. Timber. That's what you get when you cut a tree down and you saw it up into pieces for building things. Timbre. Tone of voice. What's constraining the tone of voice? In part, it's the constellations of sensations in the body. If I'm really squeaky, it's because I either intend to be squeaky and I'm modulating the voice, moving it up and down. I think literally. It's hard to notice because it, like I said, it seems very complex. Where is the vibration? Where's the vibration? How low? How high? Just up here? One instrument. The body can be construed as a single instrument. I do it all the time. One thing. There are no things. What do you mean there's no things? Of course there's things. Who's speaking to who here? This is a monologue. Are you sure? How do you know? There's only one body present, obviously. Good point. It's kind of weird, it seems. Nope. Seems perfectly natural. Why is that? Why does it seem perfectly natural to me to stand alone in a room speaking to a microphone? I'm also speaking to the camera. Really? Yeah. So different parts of the same thing. Ha, that's fun. The same thing, it's the same spectrum. It's one thing, and yet it's two different devices. One for an audio track. A track. It's kind of like a thread that you follow through the woods when you track an animal. You can visualize the thread threading between the trees. Visual part of the spectrum of vibrating material. Sure, I'm getting way out of my depth here, so. Oh, notice the metaphor. It's deep. Yeah. I noticed it. Smart ass. Different device. Audio. Auditory? Different paths of perception. Ear holes, brain holes, eye holes, retina, pupils. It's a hole. The world is getting in, so to speak. Maybe literally. Is the world in here or out there? Yes, obviously. Can both be true? What time did I say I started this? Do you remember that person who started this? I think I said 24. I wasn't really paying that close of attention, I guess. I remember the image though, I believe. I could be wrong. Memory's interesting how that works. How are the different images, sounds, taste, olfactory stimulus, tactile senses? How are they being remembered? How do you remember? Artifacts. That's a tooth. That's a weird thing to have on your fireplace mantle. Probably even if you do know the story. Not necessarily though. I mean, you look at some of the parlor decorations, it's like, whoa, man, that's an animal head that you got on the wall right there, or a whole wall of animal heads. Whoa. It's impressive. Headhunter. There's a bit about a headhunter kind of in this book, I think, right here. This is a safety, this is an out, by the way, what I'm doing right here. I'm grounding out into a text. Why would I do such a thing? That's a question for another day. It's a good question, though. Fix your craving mindset and rewire your habits to thrive with enough. Scarcity Brain by Michael Easter, author of The Comfort Crisis. Copyright 2023 by Rodale Books. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. The point is, if I remember correctly, there's a story about a woman who hunts skulls in the, well, I'll just say in the world. This is a captivating read. Oh, that's interesting. So There's this fun little game that I was taught to play as a child where you take a book, any book, and you just see what it opens to. So here's the message today. On page 264, I now think there's something much larger than myself out there. I call it God, because language is limited, and that word is convenient. I've also come to realize I don't have to fully understand my idea of God. As I've alluded to, I'd also be lying if I didn't admit that my belief comes in waves, which is why I was somewhat hesitant when the rule mentioned God 122 times. I'd have to confront that shaky foundation and talk about it with men who are bedrock solid in their belief. I actually felt slightly jealous that the monks could believe so wholeheartedly. So the question to ponder today is, when is it appropriate to speak? Yeah. Thank you for your very careful attention.